I'd love to describe a case that I was recently on as a way to kind of highlight what a companion and coach can do, some of the structure pieces, some of the things that are really helpful to clients. Recently, I worked with a 19-year-old young man who was home for the summer from college, really struggling with anxiety and depression, drinking a good bit, and had kind of scared himself through smoking a lot of marijuana. We found out later he was 99%, he scored a 99 percentile on the paranoia scale, but somehow he agreed to let me live with him for 60 days. And I brought my neurofeedback software with me, which I'll circle back to. But what I want to highlight in this video, and it's a great long story, and I could probably share more that would bore you. But what I want to highlight in this video is the structure that we created together as kind of a mental health boot camp for him to get well. And so it ended up something like this. We would wait. He was depressed, so waking up was hard for him. So we started with 11 a.m., getting out of bed. And every couple days we moved back 15 minutes in an effort to get him to 8 a.m., which was what was going to be happening when he went back to school. So what we did was, they had a Lululemon mirror in the house that we were in. And every morning at 11 o'clock, we had an appointment to go downstairs and meditate and do a 30-minute restorative yoga class as a way to start our day. From there, we would take a walk and then come back to the house and do a neurofeedback session. We actually created kind of 4 things that we wanted to do kind of every day. And neurofeedback was one of them. We utilized a software called NeuroTracker, which is this really cool, you kind of use 3D glasses and you watch tennis balls move around on the screen, and it's kind of a brain recovery game. They use it with old folks for brain recovery and young adults who are struggling with learning disabilities. Really cool, really easy. So we made a commitment to do both neurofeedback and NeuroTracker every day, along with the meditation and taking a walk or doing some kind of exercise. We incorporated acupuncture 3 times a week. He had a therapist that he saw 3 times a week. And at the end of the day, we would meditate for 15 minutes. And so we created this really cool structure of meditating in the morning, meditating at night as like a muscle memory that he could take with him when he went back to school. Between the neurofeedback and the NeuroTracker and the walking and the tennis and all the fun stuff we were doing, he started to say yes to things. And he had been saying no for a long time. And his parents noticed, and his therapist noticed. He was still struggling even after all this saying of yes. And he had been really against changing his medication. We did some psychological testing where he found out about the paranoia scale and where he was on that scale. And through working with that psychological tester and seeing those results, and I believe saying yes to me when I challenged him to do all these things on a daily basis that he did not want to do, he actually decided to change his medication. And he's now flourishing and doing great. And I'm so proud of him. And it's an honor to work with clients like that, and to be a vehicle to incorporate those modalities and see someone grow and change is really why I do this work. And so that's my story of like a sample day of things we could create when you engage a mental health companion or a wellness companion or a recovery companion.